what you need, yeah. Man, I got it, wow.
Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Box Seats. This is the show we talk about sports with comedians. So let's get ready to get him in here because we got a lot of stuff to cover. It's Tuesday. My man D Jones is in the building. What's up, D? How you doing, sir?
What's up, fellas? Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
It's Michael Jordan's birthday. And R.I.P. to Jesse Jackson.
Is it Michael Jordan? I didn't even check on that. Yeah, R.I.P. to
Ghost's birthday.
Let me bring in filmmaker Jason Hayes. Jay, how you doing, sir? How's things?
Hey, what up, fellas? I'm gonna have a quick mourning because it's a new week, so I gotta get off the Patriots. I'm sad about that.
I don't think you're gonna feel anything from us about that.
I gave you a finger and not a thumb.
yeah, that's probably good.
That's funny.
But we got a lot of stuff to cover though, and Howie Bell ain't in here today, so let me get ready to bring up some of the stories, man, and because a lot of stuff been jumping off. Let me put you in the top position like this, like how we do. So, D Jones, here's the top story. I think one of the top stories of the day is the decade-old fantasy fight between Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano is becoming a reality. The two women MMA pioneers basically shocked the world this morning by announcing intentions to come out of retirement on May 16th super fight atop a Jake Paul promoted MMA card live on Netflix. It's a stunning development because we all know they've been away from MMA for a combined 25 years. Ronda Rousey's 39. She last competed in 2016, and Carano is 43. And she hung up her gloves in 2009. So how are you feeling, D Jones, about these two ladies basically jumping in the ring again after it seems like a very long time to compete for an MMA bout that will be on Netflix and a Jake Paul promoted fight? How you feeling about this, D Jones?
Man, I've been praying for years for two old white ladies to come out of retirement to fight on a Jake Paul fight. My dreams have been answered. I couldn't, when I seen it earlier, I was like, yes, Lord, thank you for giving us these two old white women fighting on Netflix on a Jake Paul card. This is what I've been waiting on forever. This is like when I always wanted to see Kobe versus LeBron and we never got it. This ain't that.
You crazy. You crazy. Jay, what you think, Jay?
What I think is four things. Thing number one, somebody needs some checks.
Yep.
Okay, yep. That's number one. And the next three are all related. This is the only way this fight can be interesting to anybody. I mean, even the people who know who Ronda Rousey and Gina Carano, what's her name is? Whatever her name is. Carano are, right?
Yep.
One, they gotta be topless. Two, in a thong, and three, wrestling in mud. That's it. If they ain't doing none of those things, nobody cares. Okay, forget about it.
That was quite sexist of you, Jay.
For the record, I'm going to just throw this out there and say I disagree with you because Ronda Rousey got a lot of fans. She got a lot of fans. So
she's 77 years old. Don't nobody want to see that.
I'm just saying there was a moment in time when she was super, super, super hot and she had a lot of fans. You know what I mean? So
and that time is gone. So now all she can do to make this interesting, three things: topless, thong full, wrestling in mud. That's it.
But do you really want to see her like that?
That's the only thing that's gonna make it interesting.
Yeah, I don't want to see it like that. I don't see it like that.
Okay, all right. Baby oil then. Baby oil. We'll have them have 1,000 bottles of baby oil poured into a tub, and they can just wrestle with each other.
All right. Okay. Let me see let's move on to the next topic. Since we're talking about this type of sports, we got to say something about U.S. women's hockey, man, because they're facing off against Canada for Olympic gold for the 7th time since women's hockey debuted in 1998. In a border rivalry, as we all know, it never gets old. The Americans this time are the favorites. So with that being said, and the Americans have been dominant, D Jones, really, really dominant. How are you feeling about U.S. Olympics gold women, and right now they're the highlight because all the people who else been winning, you know, they're the ones who creating the most, you know, momentum. You know what I mean? What's your take on this, D?
I heard that what is it, 500 million people in the United States, and I think like 5.6 million in Norway, and they killing everybody, especially us in the gold medals. So yeah, if the ladies can go out there and win, I think it'll be dope. I don't think I ever watched women female hockey, but as the emotions women have, I want to see that on some ice. I never seen I ain't want to see Ronda Rousey fight, but I might watch this one. Like, yeah, I might tune in to this. This might be so. And then the black girl that on that hockey team.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah,
I'm watching.
Okay, what'd you take, D? Because I mean, Jay, because at the end of the day, they're gonna come home if they win this gold and everything else. They're gonna be the highlight of the Winter Olympics. You know what I mean? They're gonna be the highlight.
Frank, I gotta tell you, man, I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch much of the white people Olympics.
I ain't blaming you, bro. I'm not
You know what I
blaming you.
mean? Like, these are all the things whites excel at. So I ain't got much interest in it, you know, because it involves snow and ice and, you know, like expensive equipment, all that stuff. So since I don't watch it that much, and I mean, hockey, I've tried to get into hockey, I just can't. So since it's women, my question is, are they wearing thongs? Are they topless?
Here we go again.
And will they be skating in baby oil?
Here we go again with that. No,
because listen, I'm in on that one. But if they just wear regular hockey shit, no.
You crazy. Well, I will say this. Like I said, they will be coming home. If they can get this, they will be coming home, and they will be basically the kings of the crop or the queens of the whole thing. You know what I mean? Because they're going to be coming home and have you know, basically won the biggest prizes and everything else. You know, I think
it's hard to beat the Nordic countries, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be something that, you know, they'll probably remember for the rest of their lives because they you know, they're doing something that nobody expected them to do. D Jones, now let's move on.
Real quick, because that was really sexist, Jay. That was really sexist. Now, if they were skating in lingerie, now I'm watching.
It would. See, that's really. Here we go. Y'all,
D Jones, I'm afraid of the lingerie too.
Okay.
I'm okay with the lingerie.
Okay.
Y'all are crazy. Y'all hilarious though. All right, let's talk about NBA All-Star Weekend because, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I really liked what was happening for the first 3 games. In my opinion, D, I liked the first 3 games. Now, I don't know if you all noticed this. You know what? This is just my quick take, and I'm gonna let you guys handle it. But as a matter of fact, let me make it more even so we all can talk about it. For the first 3 games, competitive. You know, there was defense, there was offense, the ref was calling fouls. It seemed like an actual game. The minute it turned to USA versus USA, they started just whoever brought the ball up was shooting the ball. You know what I mean? The competitive to me seemed to drop off, but they did fix some of the problems because they, you know, the NBA ended up making it competitive. You know, it seemed like a great idea. I just didn't like the round robin thing. I didn't like the way it ended up with USA being USA. And I wished it was USA versus, I've been said this. I wish it was USA versus the world, maybe for 48 minutes. You all get on this side, USA, you all in the world get on that side and play some ball. You know what I mean? That's what I was hoping to see. I was disappointed with the amount of world players who didn't play because of obviously injuries, things like that, like SGA not playing and a couple other players not playing. I was a little disappointed in that, but that was my take. So with that being said, D Jones, give me your take on NBA, the All-Star game. Then we're going to talk about the dunk contest. Then we're going to talk about three-point shooting. But first, let's just talk about the All-Star game first. What's your take on this, D Jones?
Well, yeah, and Ant said it that, you know, Wemby started it off, and he was out there trying to win. So he was more competitive. I was shocked to see Kawhi out there balling. When Kawhi on his A game, man, he hard to stop. And then I just knew, you know, you got them Pistons, the coach and them Pistons on one team. I just knew from there, you got him coaching Ant and Barnes. I knew who was gonna win from the jump. You know what I'm saying? It was the team with the Pistons on there. It seemed like the older cats, they showed them on the bench at one time, and they was just like, "Hey man, we done did this long enough. This ain't for us." They should have let the world team go ahead and win. But it was cool. Like it was better than the last maybe 10 All-Star games. So I can't be mad at it. And it was just dope seeing LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, KD on the same team. And that, to me, that was dope because I don't know how often we gonna see something like that.
Yeah. I think seeing all of them on the same team is what a lot of people really enjoyed and the way they competed. But again, Jay, it all dropped off once it was, USA versus USA. What was your take, Jay?
It didn't drop off, man. The old heads ran out of gas.
That too.
That's what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I loved it, right? And I texted, over the weekend when it was happening, I was like, I love this format because the stakes are, first off, there is no professional athlete that's not super competitive.
Right.
So nobody wants to lose straight, like 2 straight and have to go sit down. So to me, it felt like D Jones, you played ball, right? So you know how it is, like back in the day, you would go to like one of them gyms where all the ballers in the city are, and you know that if you lose, your next is gonna be like 2 hours away, so you may as well go home once you lose.
Yeah.
It felt like that. You know what I mean? Like it felt like all the best ballers in the city are in this space. They brought their 5, and it's 5-on-5, and you just go at it, and nobody wants to lose because you ain't trying to sit. You know what I mean? So in the last game, I just think it was a matter of the older guys having to sit. No, go back to back, without any rest, recuperate. And them young boys, them young legs, man, tore their ass up. No, did it?
Yeah, but I did notice, and I said it to a couple of my friends over the weekend. I did notice that once they started playing against each other, the competitive didn't seem to be the same. It seemed like whoever brought the ball up was shooting. They started shooting way more 3-pointers. There wasn't one foul call, but the first 3 games, there was foul call. There was rebounding. They were trying to block shots, all that. But once it became USA, there was not one foul call. And whoever shot the ball, whoever brought the ball up, was shooting. You know what I mean? That's why
that was your boy. Hey, that was your boy doing that. Jaylen Brown letting that thing block.
Oh, he was trying to.
Jaylen Brown shot them boys out the game.
He wasn't the only one. He wasn't the only one.
Yeah, no, he was the main one.
He was out there.
He shot. He was 1 for 4. I believe me. I was watching.
No, he shot more than that.
No, he was 1 for 4.
And did y'all realize how early everything was? I think they was just ready to party. Like, you know what? Let's start this at 1 p.m.
Yeah. Yeah.
But imagine they on the West Coast. They 3 hours behind us.
That's what I'm saying. They was ready to party. It had to been like 2 p.m. It was over their time. Like,
but maybe they was trying to get up out of there and make it the same time because of the 3-hour time difference. You know what I mean? That didn't mess up a lot of people. But
I think what happened was programming. The Winter Olympics happened at the same time.
Oh,
yeah,
and they had to have that 8 o'clock prime time slot to run the Olympic broadcast.
Yeah, that's a great possibility. So D, what did you think about the slam dunk competition? Because it didn't seem like it was. I don't know. I do know this though, D. There is a huge momentum now to cancel the NBA All-Star Weekend and replace it with something else. That's what I've been hearing, and I've been seeing it all on the internet. I saw it all trending, over the weekend. I saw a little bit of it. I didn't see the whole thing. I thought it was okay. You know what I mean? But I wasn't stunned or nothing like that. What was your take on the slam dunk competition?
I'm be honest with you. I was hosting for Damon Williams.
And
I read one of y'all texts like, it's on already. I was like,
it was early, bro.
It was, I didn't see. I heard Dame won the 3-point contest. I ain't see the dunk contest. The dunk I would have watched had that white boy been in there won last year because he always be competitive. And I really think they got dunk leagues and dunk tournaments that other basketball players host. They should just let them do it.
Yeah. I'm a proponent of let the street ball guys do it. Let the YouTubers do it. I'm a proponent of that because the NBA players are not even really coming out to compete. And when you do get them, you're getting damn near guys who are in G League or you get the G League player. So I'm like, why not just have the G League players go against versus the street ballers and then do that. Maybe that might bring excitement to it. What do you think, Jay?
The dunk contest. The thing is, being a good basketball player and being a good dunker are not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, it's. I mean, yeah, I mean,
That's
they're
very
in the gym, they're doing whatever, but it takes way more to be a great basketball player.
right.
So, and you know, and I've said this before, they should open up the dunk contest to professional dunkers.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to see the best dunks out here happening in the world, then you got to scour the globe and the YouTubes and the whatever it is, and you bring in professional dunkers. Otherwise, you're not showing the best dunkers. Now, the reason why the 3-point contest resonates is because you're seeing the best shooters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, you're seeing the best everything else, but I mean, it's entertainment, and honestly, the internet is just full of stupid ass people.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was in Philadelphia when they hosted the All-Star game, and the billions of dollars that it brought to Philadelphia over that week, it ain't the weekend, it's a whole week.
Right.
Of stuff taking place. It's hotels being sold out, it's nightclubs being sold out, restaurants are packed. It's a boom to the economy. And to say you should get rid of an economic engine that generates billions of dollars because you don't like the dunks, sit your stupid ass down somewhere, bro, and understand how business works. You know what I'm saying? That is not what it's about.
Yeah, yeah. I agree with everything you said. The thing that really bothers me is because if you get rid of that one thing like that, it's going to cascade and knock out the entire weekend. That's one of my concerns. You know what I mean? I don't want to get rid of the All-Star weekend. I want the All-Star weekend to stay and thrive. You know what I mean? Especially I want them to fix the All-Star game itself. So if you get rid of the slam dunk competition, then obviously a 3-point competition is next. And then, the All-Star game itself is next. That's the way I think. You know what I mean? So
but dunking was novel back in the day. Like when it first started, I mean, basketball, NBA was on delay back in the day.
That's true.
So think about where the dunk contest has been in the 40, 45 years. I'm sorry, like almost 50 years now.
Mm-hmm.
Since it first started, it's not a dunk you haven't seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be impressed in the same way that we were impressed with it. So now, if you want the dunk contest to be a focal point, you got to bring in the best dunkers. Because the NBA players focus on being good at everything else.
Mm-hmm.
They can't focus exclusively on dunking. So if you want that to be a focal point, open it up to people other than NBA players to be dunkers.
Yeah, I agree with that part. I think that's what they should do. We all remember the days of Dominique Wilkins facing off against Michael Jordan or Sean Kemp going. I mean, you go down the list of all those guys. I mean, it was a great.
And the dunks weren't that great.
Yeah, not obviously they're not the greatest, but we
By
saw
comparison, they weren't great dunks.
Yeah, they were.
It was just that we had never seen. So to us,
right?
Yeah,
it was great because you never seen it.
Yeah,
right.
But now you've seen it.
But now we've seen it. Yeah. So how do you improve on that? NBA players are too busy trying to be guard the pick and roll and do all these other things to focus on how do I come up with like the most ingenious dunks.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got time for that, man. So if you want the dunk contest to be a focal point, bring in people who do just that.
I agree with that. All right, so let's move on. We got to talk about some of the other, big hot news. Some of the other big hot news that jumped off, especially off my laptop when I saw it this morning or yesterday afternoon, was Tyreek Hill.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, D.
I was going to ask you, are we talking about the 3-point contest? And that was interesting, too.
We can if you want to. Go ahead before I jump into the next story.
I didn't think Dame was going to come in there and win.
I didn't either.
I did not have that on my bingo card. That Dame, fresh off of an ACL, would come destroy these boys in the 3-point shooting contest. Now, I don't think it really needs a lot of help for the 3-point contest, but I would either like it. And he tweeted something like, next year, me, Clay, Steph, and somebody should all get in it against each other.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see that, but I want to see some of the old good shooters that might have just retired come compete. I think it would be dope to see Ray Allen back in there, to see if Reggie Miller could still shoot, to see some of the old shooters from back in the day, or just have, because remember they had Steph versus the WNBA player one time?
Yeah.
They should do the regular one with the current ones, and then let's do one with the vets. I want to see something like that.
That's not a bad idea.
I would love that. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
And Larry Bird is still winning.
I'm gonna say bring back Larry Bird, man.
You know, Larry still got his jumper too. You know he would do that. He still got his jumper. What you think about what he just said, Jay? What's your thoughts?
I agree, man. I mean, like one, it's entertaining in and of itself because it goes in or it doesn't, and these dudes are the best shooters in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Devin Booker nutted up. He could have won that. He could have won it, and he went 0 for 5 on his last rack, and he would have beat Dame. All you had to do was make one more basket, and he could not make it. So, but having Dame win it, incredible. It's a great story. But shooters shoot, and once you're a shooter, you don't lose that, which means that that what D Jones just said could happen. It could make sense. I mean, you just got to train for the endurance of the thing, but you don't never lose that muscle memory.
I just seen Craig Hodges out there shooting in the gym.
Craig Hodges would be a tough assignment, boy.
Well, Craig Hodges, he's persona non grata, because they don't mess with him like that.
Yeah,
that's all right. They're bringing back for that.
No,
he's the Colin Kaepernick of the NBA.
No, they won't. They won't bring him back for that. He's done.
Right.
He's done. All right.
Bring back my move, before Craig Hodges.
Oh man, that'd be great though. I'll watch it.
All right,
that's what it should bring out. Bring back my move, man.
All right, let's talk about the next thing, man. The other item I couldn't wait to talk to you guys about today was Tyreek Hill getting released by Miami Dolphins. And it looks like, and what's happening over there, it looked like that they are literally cleaning house over in Miami. Miami gets cut, and then they follow that up with Bradley Chubb, which we're going to talk about in tours after. But let's talk about first Tyreek Hill getting cut, D Jones, and tell me what your thoughts on him getting cut after obviously he had a devastating knee injury this season with the dislocated knee, and he went through, and he still ain't back. He still ain't ready. You know what I mean? And this happened months and months ago. What's your take on Tyreek Hill getting released by Miami, D Jones?
Man, I know he probably hated. You 31, you got a knee injury, you living in Miami. You can hit all the Latinos you want, and now you got to move. You know what I'm saying? His life probably feel like it's over. I know if I was making that much money living in Miami, you can't cut me. You can't come. I live here. This is my house. I'm not going anywhere, okay? Unless it's like still there. I'm not going nowhere. But I think he probably go back to KC, man. That's all I really see. I think he misses Pat Mahomes. He was talking trash, like, man, this the best, two of the best quarterback I ever had. And you're lying.
Right.
I think, in my opinion, I'd be scared of him going to the Bills. You know what I mean? I think it's a situation where Josh Allen takes him, but that's what I think. Jay, talk to me, man. What you think about Tyreek Hill getting released by Miami? And where do you think he's going to land?
I mean, they had to release him, right?
Yeah.
He's like, 31, 32 years old, about to be 32, I think.
Yeah.
And that was no regular knee injury, man.
Yeah.
And you're talking about paying a wide receiver who tore up everything in his knee, like $50 million.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 51, 52 million they would have owed him this year?
Yep. They sure
you know what I'm saying? For him to be hurt. I mean, I think they would have cut him even if he weren't hurt, to be honest. Or if he wasn't hurt, maybe, they would have restructured or something, try to get him to take a little bit less and push the money down the road or something. But now if you cut him,
I think they would have cut him if they didn't get to the playoffs. If they would have kept him if they had got to the playoffs. But since they didn't get to the playoffs, I think they would have cut him or tried to trade him. But I don't think he didn't been on the roster regardless.
But I'm sure he's probably happy to get up out of there.
Yeah, probably.
Listen. Miami a dope. Hey, you said all the positives.
I know.
It's no state income tax. He in Miami. He got all them things down there,
Which he's definitely slinging too, because you know how many baby mamas he got.
Which he definitely taking advantage of, bro.
Yeah.
But I'm saying on just football, nobody want to play with Dolphins.
Not for real.
Yeah.
But they almost had to just cut him anyway because you're talking about $50 million to a wide receiver.
Right.
And you didn't make the playoffs. So you can miss the playoffs without him on your roster.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why pay him $50 million to still miss the playoffs? So I get that. I mean, I get the reasoning behind it, but where he can end up being where he is age-wise, and the team that he left, where he had tremendous success, where you know that QB is a dog, where you know that head coach is probably the best play caller in all of NFL, go back to Kansas City. It makes all the sense in the world to go back to where you came from because you know you're going to be competing for a Super Bowl every year. That ain't guaranteed with Josh.
But
We don't know what that head coach going to be doing, man, next year.
What's another team with a good quarterback that lives in a sunny state? The Rams.
Or the Chargers. The Chargers need a wide receiver.
Yeah, but him with Puka and Adams, that's dangerous.
Yeah, that's
too much money, though. The Chargers could afford to pay him, though.
I don't think they got to give him that much.
They don't have to give him anything at all. All they got to do is pay a little small portion of it because a lot of that dead money is going to Miami. So he can go there probably for the player minimum. You know what I mean? And still get up in there. But yeah, that'd be interesting to see too if he went to the Rams too. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, there's a lot of teams out there right now that could use a wide receiver. There's a lot of them. It depends on where he's going to want to play and also where the head coach is going to want to take the chance on a wide receiver who got a dislocated knee. You know what I mean? You don't even know he's still going to be have the same speed. You know what I mean? You don't know that.
Yeah, we don't know if he's going to play this year, man. Because think about this.
Yeah.
He tore the ACL. He tore all types of ligaments. Dislocated kneecap, and he broke his leg.
Yeah.
Bro, I mean, that was one of the most devastating leg injuries I've ever seen. You know, so we don't know what he's going to be, you know, and honestly, California taxes and New York State taxes, way different than Florida taxes.
Yeah, very true.
So I don't know.
Yeah, very true. But speaking of Miami, we got to move on to talk about Miami too, because D Jones, it looked like Bradley Chubb is about to get cut and Tua is going to get cut right then and there too. And Jeff Haley has agreed to become the Miami Dolphins' next head coach. And he's coming in cleaning house. Are you liking the moves that the Miami Dolphins are making, D. Jones?
They ain't made no moves. They just kicked some people out. I gotta see who they had before.
Right.
I'm not impressed. I mean, Tua had to go. Bradley Chubb getting a little old, and he let go of somebody who got a broke leg. So I'm not impressed with those moves. That's not impressive to me. That's just something he probably had to do.
Well, he's clearing off almost around $80 million off the salary cap. So, Jay, I'm impressed with just having the guts to go out there and making some of those moves out the gate because you're cutting some players that are extremely popular in Miami. What's your thoughts on this, Jay?
I mean, all right, Tyreek, they had to cut, even though I know they really didn't. His salary got him cut.
Yeah. Bradley
Chubb, I'm sure makes a lot of money. I don't know how much he makes, but I know it's a lot. And I just pulled his stats up, you know, for the regular season last year. He had 24 solo tackles, and you know he was 150 plus in tackles, and he had 8.5 sacks. I'm sure he's making way more money than what that production says. Now he's only 29 years old. I mean, he's not even 30 yet. So it just seems like they're just clearing cap space, you know, because by cutting Tyreek, that gives them, I want to say I heard somewhere like an extra $24 million in salary cap room. And then if you get off of Chubb, whatever he making, that's going to allow him to bring in the players that he wants, that he thinks fits his system. But I don't think he's going to do anything, and I think he can be back on the cheese line in 2 seasons anyway.
That's one way of looking at it. I definitely hear what you're saying. Also, let's talk about something else. We got to talk about, since Miami's making moves, Seattle's making moves too, D. Jones, because Seattle's not going to tag Kenneth Walker III, you know, the MVP of the Super Bowl. They're not going to use a franchise tag on him, a transition tag on him. League sources are saying that. Adam Schefter is saying that. And the Seattle Seahawks have multiple free agents that they want to retain and sign. And the team would also try to extend a contract on Jackson Smith and Jigba. Thank you. And that's what we're looking at right now. So what are your thoughts on this, sir, with them not tagging their star, the MVP of the Super Bowl?
This league does not treat running backs that fair.
They don't treat him fair at all.
Yeah, they don't treat him fair at all. They really don't. You don't. It's hard to get a second good contract with the team you want for most 90% of the running backs. So I'm not surprised. He wasn't the starter to begin the season. You know, he was just there because he was healthy. Kenneth Walker been a beast since he played for Michigan State. And somebody's gonna need a running back. Hell, Kansas City needs a running back. So he's gonna go somewhere where he's wanted or at least needed. But I'm not surprised at this. You know, it is what it is. Really, he's a running back. This is how they do running backs in the NFL.
You know, every year, D. Jones, after the team wins the Super Bowl, after they make a really good run, their problem all the time is having a whole lot of free agents and everything else. So I guess my question to you is, do you think that Seattle's going to maintain and retain all their stars that they just had that Super Bowl run with?
Well, you got the two. You got Jackson Smith, who's a beast. You got that defensive line. As long as you take care of them and Sam Darnold, you'll be all right. You still be a favorite to win.
Okay. Let me ask Jay. Jay, what's your thoughts on the Kenneth Walker III not being tagged by Seattle? And what do you think that they're going to make a good run? Because it's going to be really hard for them to maintain and retain a lot of the stars that they just made a run with for the Super Bowl.
Well, you know, D. Jones kind of touched on it, you know, because he was splitting carries, you know, with Charbonnet. So remember, you know, Charbonnet tore his ACL early in the playoffs.
Yep, he sure did.
So it tells me that they don't want to give $15 million of salary cap space, you know, to a running back who was already splitting carries with the running back who's probably under contract. So it's almost like Tyreek, you know, it's a numbers game at this point, you know, of like allocating the resources. And I think the Charbonnet, you know, is a little bit better out of the backfield with catching, you know, like in the pass game and stuff, you know, because he was always in like pass pro type stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know, like they gave him the ball a lot on the perimeter. Plus, he's a bigger back. I'm not sure if he's faster, but it just sounds like they decided, you know, to go with Charbonnet, even though he's rehabbing right now.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's going to be interesting to see what the Lions do with Montgomery.
Yeah, that's true too. But the word is that the Lions are leaning towards tagging him, though. You know what I mean? The word, they definitely don't want to mix and match, because the Lions, as we all know, they're trying to make sure they get to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So you know, and they're having issues over there too. So yeah, there's that. There's another interesting thing I saw. Sam Darnold, you know, Sam Darnold's situation has made a lot of people change their thought process. With that being said, D. Jones, Derek Carr had made a couple of comments over the weekend about coming back. He basically said that he's willing to unretire, but it has to take a special circumstance for him to, you know, to come back and play on the field. And his circumstance that he said was he has to have a great feeling that they're going to come back. They're going to make a great run for the Super Bowl. With that being said, Derek Carr coming back, yeah, that looks like that's a great possibility. Where you see him coming back to, if he comes back to it, you know, and which team you think that can make that run to the Super Bowl, D. Jones, if he comes back? I got a team in my mind.
Derek Carr. He had 2.5 good seasons. I'm not big on Derek Carr. I would call Andrew Luck before I call Derek Carr.
Me too.
Yeah, like, and maybe the Vikings. Like, that's it.
That was my team. That was my team.
Maybe the Vikings. Who wants Derek? Ain't nobody checking for Derek Carr.
With that being,
if the coach didn't call him and they called
Phillip Rivers instead of Derek Carr.
Phillip Rivers, and nobody wants you, bro.
Okay, that's hilarious, but it's so true.
Yeah.
That's hilarious, but it's so true. What you think, Jay?
D. Jones literally just took what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
The Colts called Phillip Rivers before they called Derek Carr.
Yeah.
Okay, man, Phillip Rivers was out there with a beer gut and titties. You know? They said we'd rather have this dad bod dude who ain't played in 17 years and called Derek Carr.
He said a beer gut and titties.
Man, come on, dog. Listen, nobody
Uh,
who called Derek Carr to ask him about unretiring? Or is this just volunteer information? He decided to say it. Say, well, you know I'm available. You know, no. Hey, Derek, it's over with, bro.
Yeah, he did say it during a podcast where you sitting down and being interviewed with his brother. They were going back and forth, and they said, would you be willing to come back? Because everybody's talking about Sam Darnold. That Sam Darnold situation has got everybody thinking about, hey, maybe we gave up too fast on a couple of other people, and I think that's what the situation is. I think that's what they're talking about. So,
and they did. I believe a lot of teams gave up on cats too fast.
Yeah, they did.
But Derek Carr played 11 seasons.
Yeah,
he played 11 seasons. He was never Sam Darnold. You know what I'm saying? No, Sam Darnold was the 3rd overall pick when he came out. Derek Carr was a 2nd round pick. You know what I'm saying? He had a solid NFL career, but he never had the tools, that Sam Darnold has. And you got to think about how he looked on the way out. Derek Carr looked like a guy who needed to retire.
And he should be on his way out.
Yep. Right. He looked terrible.
Yeah, he did.
Like his last 2-3 seasons.
Matter of fact,
that last one in with the Raiders was okay.
Yeah, but it started to tail fast midway through the season. You know what I mean? Like
it was with
that was Henry Ruggs. That's when he had Henry Ruggs.
Yeah. But
that last year with the Saints. Remember that?
That too. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Remember the Saints stint. What that looked like?
Yeah, but it started out hot. He went 3-0 or something, if I can remember correctly, 4-0 to start that season out. So maybe that's what they're coming back. Maybe that's what they're coming up with this situation. D. Jones. Let's talk about the next thing, man.
Jordan.
I'm gonna talk about Jordan Daytona 500 soon. I'm gonna get there. I don't want to talk about first. I'm gonna talk about Mark Cuban arguing that the NBA should embrace tanking. You know what I mean? I thought that was an interesting conversation. Where are you at with this, D. Jones, with tanking? Should the NBA embrace it, or should the NBA do what they're trying to do and come up with any solution about getting rid of this tanking situation that NBA teams are doing? What you think?
If you're gonna tank, man, give out free tickets. How about that? If you're gonna tank, lower these prices so your fans can come still have some fun. I don't want to go see you tank. And it's nothing you can really do about tanking. Tanking don't even work. And I don't think the Pistons tried to tank, but 2 seasons ago when we was the worst team in the league and still didn't get the #1 pick, who was Wemby, they cheated our ass. We supposed to have Cade and Wemby right now. But I don't know how you can fix. I don't have a solution for tanking. I don't know. Would you take they pick? Maybe take their draft picks. If they blatantly tanking, like, hey, you know what? You don't get no pick. That's the only thing I can think of.
You know what the thing is? I'm not sure what's going on with the NBA when it comes to the draft picks, because I don't know how in the hell the Dallas Mavericks got the #1 pick last year. I mean, I saw it play out, and I saw how I'm sitting there like, how did the Dallas Mavericks literally get Cooper Flag? You know, and
how.
Yeah, I know how. And they had the least amount of percentage of chance to be able to even get the #1 draft pick, and they did. You had, honestly, you know what was crazy? You had a better mathematical chance to win the lottery, the actual lottery, than to get the #1 draft pick, and they scored on that. Come on, man. I don't know. So, Jay, what's your thoughts on Mark Cuban's talk about this tanking situation?
I mean, tanking is nothing new.
Right.
I mean, like, people forget what San Antonio did to get Tim Duncan.
No, they didn't.
That was one of the greatest tank jobs in the history of the NBA.
I don't think nobody forgot that.
Nobody forgot that.
Especially us, us Celtics fans. We ain't forget that no time soon.
Like, how do you go from being like the worst team in the NBA to win a championship like the next year?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's wild. But I get why it happens, because you got a chance to get yourself on a transformational player like a Tim Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's sitting right there for you, to have him. And all you got to do is not win 7 more games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't going to the playoffs already. You already suck. So why would I want to suck a little bit less and miss out on a player that can change my franchise forever. Tim Duncan retired with 5 of them things, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Could have had a couple more.
Yeah, right. And he could have had like 2, 3 more.
Yeah,
he should have had one less.
That too.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is, I mean, I understand where Cuban is coming from with it, but you just can't put horrible product on the floor given what it costs. You know what I'm saying? You know, to buy a ticket or what the ad, you know, the advertisers paid for, because people ain't watching it, man. If they don't care about the games, that means ain't no eyeballs on the set, so it's bad for business. So I understand why the NBA as an organization wants something about it, because they look, man, you know, we got to be competitive. We got to be a good product. Otherwise, this whole thing will be messed up.
Yeah, 100%. So with that being said, and still talking about the NBA, we got to talk about Michael Jordan winning the Daytona 500 over the weekend, which happened around almost the exact same time of NBA All-Star, weekend happening. D. Jones, what's your take on Jordan winning the Daytona 500?
First of all, can I talk about this stupid video everybody going crazy about?
Yes, please do.
If you think Michael Jordan would jeopardize billions of dollars on live TV, you're an idiot. No, like, that's just stupid. Okay. That's one. Two, congratulations to him. I don't really watch Daytona. I don't know how big of an achievement it is, but I know he invested a lot of money. Mm-hmm. And if it's one thing about Jordan, he likes to win at everything. I don't care if he playing duck, duck, goose. He want to win.
Yeah.
So he was emotional. He was happy because I think he's been sucking at the race car driving for a long time.
Yeah, he has been.
I really don't care about that, but happy birthday to who I believe is the GOAT of basketball. Congratulations on your Daytona win, and just don't have no kids up there no more.
His kids, he got some new kids now, younger than his grandkids, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole.
What?
Yeah, you know that, right? Because
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his kids.
I have a story about Jordan I would tell when we.
Well, I will tell you, his kids, because he has grandkids from his daughter, I think from his son too. But his grandkids are younger than his kids are younger than his grandkids. You know what I mean? Right now, because he has some kids with his new wife. So
I got a story about Jordan that don't involve no kids, just a lot of grown ladies.
I ain't mad at him. Jay, what's your thoughts on Michael Jordan winning the Daytona 500 over the weekend?
It's huge, man. I mean, listen, I grew up in Jacksonville. So Daytona's like an hour and a half south. Mm-hmm. And if you're a bit been to Daytona, to see that massive, I mean, like it's hard to explain how big that track is. I'm not into NASCAR at all personally. I really dig Formula One because I think there's a lot more skill involved with that. But if you've ever driven past like a NASCAR event with all those Confederate flags flying and all them bubbles and the mullets out there drinking Budweisers and stuff, the last thing they ever wanted to see was a black dude owning a NASCAR company, and he's hoisting a trophy saying that he won the most important race in all of NASCAR. So I'm happy to see it. In that regard, the only thing that would have made it sweeter would have been if Bubba Wallace was driving. Bubba Wallace wasn't driving, the white dude driving the car, so they can stomach it, I guess, a little bit more. But that would have been like the knife twist for me. But it's a huge thing, man. Like, it's like the whitest thing you can do in this country. Like, hands down. I mean, it is outright hostile to black people anywhere at any NASCAR event. And to have him do that and make them have to bow down, and acknowledge that he put the team together, or put the money up, he's responsible for it. That's huge, man.
So you think they were mad at it, Jay?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. I'm gonna say, Jay, I think you're miscalculating on one thing. I don't think that the white folks in this country even look at Michael Jordan as being black. I think he's one of them people that they say we're gonna give him a pass and invite him to all our cookouts and everything else, because I don't think they see him as a black person because he's so great. I don't think so. You know what I mean?
As long as he's playing basketball, see, I mean, you gotta understand, man. Like Southern whites are a little different, man. They actually they're really not, but they are very vocal about you're okay as long as you're over here doing that. You know what I'm saying? Basketball, entertain me playing basketball, entertain me playing baseball, but I don't want you to tinker with my NASCAR. Right? They don't want that.
I don't think they're mad about that. I think they give him that pass. I think he got a pass, But yeah,
I'm with Jay on this one.
Yeah, I ain't mad at neither one of y'all. I understand what you're saying, but because it's Michael Jordan, I don't think that they're too upset about that because they literally give him a pass and all the stuff. I don't think he gets heckled or nothing because he's Michael Jordan. If he was somebody else, another athlete. Yeah, but Michael Jordan is one of the most greatest athletes ever all time. I think they look at him completely different. You know what I mean? But I understand what Jay's saying. I'm not saying I don't understand it. I get it.
So you tell me if this was LeBron, they would have the biggest fit.
Yeah, they would. They would. But they don't. There's a lot of people who don't look at LeBron as if he's the greatest basketball player ever all time, and LeBron's still playing. You know what I mean? So there's that discrepancy.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Again, I'll say it one more time.
They would be mad if OJ did it.
Yeah, they would. I'm just saying, for the record, I think they look at him as the greatest athlete all time. You know what I mean? So I think it's more acceptable.
There may be some of that, but at the end of the day, man, they ain't trying to hear about no niggers in NASCAR.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Did you all see the next thing, man? I want to talk about the next thing, man. The Major League Baseball Players Association executive named Tony Clark resigned very recently. After investigation reportedly revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law. Clark resigned on the heels of an internal investigation that was getting ready to blow him out the water, which revealed an inappropriate relationship with his sister-in-law who worked for the union, and it began 2 years ago. He's 53 years old. There's obviously not too much details about his sister-in-law just yet, but he cleared house. And the reason why this is really, really important is because the players and literally the players and the Players Association was getting ready to get into a salary dispute where they're going to push hard for a salary cap. With Major League Baseball is about to do that, and they might go on strike. There's a good chance they go on strike. But a man who's been navigating that for years recently resigned. And people are saying looks like they definitely headed for a strike because the person who's going to come in is not as, up to date and up to speed with all that. What's your take on this, D Jones? Because this is serious. This is really serious.
This Major League Baseball
player, and Tony Clark is a black man. Major League Baseball, Tony Clark is a black man.
Yeah,
who's heading up the Major League Baseball Players Association. And he's trying to do his best to make sure he diverted in a player strike. You know what I mean?
And he was having an affair with his sister-in-law.
With his sister-in-law.
Yeah. He got way bigger issues than Major League right now. Okay. I don't know if it's his wife's sister, his brother's sister, or however it go, somebody else is way more upset with him than Major League. They shouldn't even fire him. They should send him on like a retreat because he about to be stressed. Okay. This affair don't have nothing to do with baseball.
No, it don't.
Yeah, it seemed like he got way bigger problems on his plate than Major League Baseball. And I think some affairs, unless it's work related, should not have nothing to do with your job.
Yeah, because they don't have nothing to do with your job, regardless. Who you're having sex with ain't got nothing to do with your job. Unless
it has something like Sharon Moore, you can't be doing that. They work there. Mayadoka, come on, man. But this has nothing.
Even that, I don't think had a lot. Mayadoka they ain't got nothing to do.
But she was married to somebody who worked.
Yeah, but I still don't think. Again, I was going back and forth with this with a couple of people because at the end of the day, who you have sex with and what you do and everything else ain't got nothing to do with your job.
But that's going to affect work environment for real.
It will. I can't dispute that. It will. Let me ask you. Before I ask Jay, D, do you think Major League Baseball still is definitely headed for a strike because of this situation?
That's all I'm hearing is they about to strike. That they might not have a season next season, and it's too bad because I'm picking the Tigers to win the whole thing.
Okay. Jay, where you at with this, bro? Do you think that this is a serious situation, or we overlooking, another issue? Because Major League Baseball,
Wait a minute. Is which one a serious situation?
having an affair while you're dealing with this situation, getting ready with the Players Association. You know what I mean? Getting ready to go on strike. But either one, pick either one because they both are serious situations. They both are serious.
No, only one is a serious situation.
Okay, talk to me.
Knocking down these holes is not a serious situation.
No, it's not. Just at home.
You know what I'm saying? Knocking down these holes is not serious. Okay. He's just doing a public service. And listen, if she for the streets, she for the streets. Let these powerful men with all these millions of dollars who trained their whole lives give these hoes what they need. Okay. Now, in terms of MLB not wanting a salary cap, to me, that's a serious situation. Because Major League Baseball is the only tax-exempt professional sports league in America.
Yep.
They are like they're like a church. They can make as much money as they want to, and they are tax-exempt. So if you're a tax-exempt and you're generating billions of dollars, I don't want to hear about no salary cap from you, Major League Baseball. You know what I'm saying? Don't go limit, what these players can make. Because you just feel like you can't make enough, even though you making more than you've ever made before. That's not, now to me, that's not cool at all. So yeah, no to knocking down these strumpets. But in terms of the business of it all, that's serious because I get it. I get it. The salaries are exorbitant. But see, a salary cap means that they want to have parity.
Yep.
Amongst other teams. I don't give a damn if Milwaukee never wins shit. Okay? I don't care about Milwaukee. People care about the Yankees, they care about the Dodgers, they care about the Red Sox, they care about the Cubs, and everybody else is I'm sorry, and the Cardinals. Other than that, nobody cares about those teams.
So where are you feeling that? Where are you feeling that? Do you feel that they should? Because I hear what you're saying about where nobody cares. You're right, nobody does care. But do you feel that they should care and they should have a salary cap? Is that what you're saying?
I don't, because salary cap is where you start talking about, well, we can't pay you because the salary cap is whatever. So we got to let you walk, Aaron Judge. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't want to pay you what you're asking for because the team can't operate within these confines. But honestly, what it does, it rewards cheap teams. It rewards teams like, who don't spend money like the Cincinnati Reds, the Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Teams who are unwilling to invest in players, Pittsburgh Pirates, you know what I'm saying? To actually compete. So they say, well, we all got the same checkbook now. So now we got to do whatever. And honestly, those teams aren't going to maximize that either. All they're going to do is like cut players, every time it's time to pay them. They are the LA Clippers.
D. Jones, do you agree with this? Or do you think that there should be, parity in the league because salary caps create parity in the league? You agree with what he's saying?
Yeah, I like how it's currently constructed, even though certain teams can get the best players, but I like watching the underdogs prevail. You know what I'm saying? I like it when it's a team that got a small paying like the least amount of money and they come out victorious. It don't happen that often, but I like seeing it like that.
Oh, okay. Well, since I got you up here, let me ask you, when we talking about Major League Baseball, I'm not sure if you know this or not, but Cade Cunningham purchased a minority ownership stake in his hometown Major League Baseball team, the Texas Rangers. And one of the things that was being said was that Cade also is pushing for what? He's pushing for parity in the league. You know what I mean? He's pushing for a salary cap because to him, that brings, it does though. It brings the value of his team up a little bit because now his team has a possible chance. And being that you're a Pistons fan and Cade Cunningham is your man, you might want to see him do some good things with having that minority ownership.
Well, yeah, I like to see, a black man put some money in a Major League Baseball team. That's huge.
That's just the Texas Rangers too.
Yeah, that's huge, man. Anything you buy in Texas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's big. I'm happy for him. And just being a part of Detroit. Shout out to we got Verlander back, so shout out to that. But whatever makes sense to me for Major League Baseball. I haven't really watched Major League Baseball in 20 years. But now that the Tigers are better, I have been watching the last 2 years. But no, if it make more sense for that and for Cade specifically being a black minority owner to get more money, then I'm all for it.
Jay, here's another thought process that nobody's talking about, and I wanted to ask you this thought process. What do you think about active players, such as in the NBA, purchasing minority ownership in other teams? Like, honestly, this was unheard of. You know what I mean? But now you have an active NBA player buying a majority or minority share stake in ownership in Major League Baseball. Should that be banned? Should it be allowed? There's a lot of people upset, and they're trying to kick back against it too. Maybe it's because it's Cade Cunningham. Maybe it's because it's an NBA player. Maybe it's because of all the above. But I don't know. What's your take on an active NBA player purchasing a minority share, minority stake ownership in another sport?
How is that different from investing in Apple?
I agree.
Right? I mean, if you got the bread, you got the bread to invest in whatever you want to invest in. Hell, I mean, they should be investing in NBA teams, to be honest. If they got the money, to get a 2-3% stake.
Are you saying WNBA or other NBA teams?
Other NBA teams, any sport, it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Like money is money. Investment is investment. I mean, like LeBron invested in the soccer team, Man United years ago.
Yeah.
And that small investment that he put in there, it's worth 12 times.
Yeah.
What he invested all those years ago. So why should you be prohibited from making money and making sound business decisions because you are a professional athlete? You know what I'm saying? And the people, who will complain about it are the same people who will wave the Confederate flag at Daytona 500 and angry about Michael Jordan, having a winning NASCAR team, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, we all get to be special. We don't get to make money, the way normal people can make money, because whenever we do anything, we got to be, why is he like, because he got the money to do it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Why can he not be a good business person like any other business person planning for his future?
So that D Jones, this leads me to the last part of that same argument. Is if NBA players are investing in other sports, read this in an article, a guy from Yahoo Sports said, why won't they invest in the WNBA? So
it doesn't make no money.
They don't make money.
But Chris Webber and Grant Hill, I think, just invested in the new whatever team coming to Detroit. I think they did. I don't think it's a good investment. One, because women don't watch it. It's a women's sport, and they don't support it. Mm-hmm. I would never put my money into that, and somebody should have told them that. But maybe they see something we don't. Maybe there is a big future. Maybe they're gonna change the marketing, and maybe they can grow the sport. Yeah, I don't know. It just don't seem like a good investment to me.
It don't seem like an investment at all that I'd want to make either, because at the end of the day, I looked at the numbers and everything else. The last year, there were a lot of people who did watch it. The year before, they had a huge drop-off in viewership. You know what I mean? Which I didn't understand. And then they had the peak, because of Caitlin Clark and all that stuff, that situation. But
I will say this.
Viewership has been declining. So
their game is a lot better to watch, though, because they don't shoot 300 threes a game.
It's a fundamental. Yeah, it's really good fundamental game.
Yeah.
But I can tell them how to fix it right now.
Put on some lingerie. No, go ahead.
Play in thongs, go topless, and rub it and play in some baby oil.
They got that already, right, Jay?
Huh?
They got that already, right?
For real?
I'll send it to you.
But the way he said for real,
I need that link.
I've been listening all this time. For real? I've been missing it.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, so let's get ready to roll up out of here. Before we leave, I want to thank all the people who've been commenting on the side. Mo's been commenting on the side. My man Mo's been there. Of course, White Chocolate is commenting. McEldown, Ray Rouse, Jeff, Bloodhound Jeff, a couple other people. I can't even read their names. They have been all, commenting and everything else. I appreciate you commenting, guys. The name of the show is called Box Seat. D Jones, tell everybody out there how they can follow you and what you got going on.
313 D Jones this weekend. I'm headlining at Riddles in Chicago. So if you're in Chicago, come out. Happy birthday to the 10-time scoring champion, 11-time NBA All-Star, 9-time All-Defensive, 6-time Finals MVP, the GOAT, 30 points a game, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. LeBron could never.
You know, this is strange because he's a Detroit Pistons fan. So this is just
Hey, I used to hate Jordan with all my heart.
yeah, but that's a strange.
But we used to whoop him when I hated him. So
you wear Pistons paraphernalia. So this is really strange.
Well, I mean, we used to whoop him. You know what I'm saying? He didn't come to go to after we stopped whooping him.
All right, okay. Jay, tell everybody out there how to follow you, and if you got anything you want to talk about, you got going on.
And you can follow me at Administrator of Jordan is the third best NBA player at best.org.
Okay, all right. Speaking like a true
We need
hater.
to just have a debate show.
Yeah, I've done so many of those, man.
I can tell you why.
I don't even want to do them no more. I've had so many debate shows. I've had so many. Because
We probably still got the top 3 though.
all right, y'all. We can make roll up out of here. The name of the show is called Box Seats. We're gonna be back on tomorrow. We got a lot more stuff to talk about tomorrow. There, of course, is some developments is going on in the NFL. Because people are getting cut. This is a strange week. People are getting tagged and people are getting cut. And as we get ready, prepare to talk about the NFL draft, so we're going to talk about that.
And you said Mo watching the Knicks suck, Mo.
Mo, I ain't had nothing to do with that. That was straight hate.
We got them this week.
Yeah, he just did a laugh emoji. So yeah, that got
them this week.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We're gonna ready to roll up out of here, man. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all tomorrow, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Thanks, y'all. Peace.
Hey, what you need, yeah.